Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Whatever. It's edible. And guess what we are making today? By what's on the table, including the French toast we already made.
Yeah.
We are making French toast. It's one of my favorite things. I love breakfast foods. I can eat it all day long because duh.
That is true.
Hey, I have brunch. There's a lot of brunch going on in my life, all right? So this French toast is gonna be a kind of skinny French toast. It's crunchy granola French toast. We're gonna make it without the egg yolk, and we're gonna make it with almond milk.
Yo, please take appreciation to the name. We have to Google this.
No. Hey, we made up that name ourselves, okay?
We had to Google if it was technically a cutlet or whatever.
I mean, it's done cutlet style. Is that not? We're gonna create our own French toast, and
you wouldn't let me name it granola French cutlet.
A granola French cutlet. Okay. It's now a granola French cutlet, according to Bella.
According to me, which I'm president of the president.
So, we have our ingredients. We're gonna use butter because what's French toast without butter?
What's toast without butter, though?
That's true. Toast without butter is not toast at all.
I mean, technically it's still toast, but it's not.
Yes. So I use almond breeze, which is just, you can find this anywhere. Almond breeze, unsweetened vanilla almond milk. And I also added eggnog. So we're gonna do half eggnog.
Yeah, because eggnog tastes really good.
Yeah, eggnog tastes really good. So we're gonna do a quarter cup of eggnog and a quarter cup of almond milk, which is gonna be half a cup. So half a cup of the liquids.
You should dry it first.
Oh, we don't need to dry it.
Sorry, did I interrupt you? See, you need to dry it. You dropped some in here and in here. Or well, what do I mean in here? Some kind.
It's just water.
Yeah, well, it ruined the whole mixture now.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's not ruined. So I've never used eggnog in a French toast, but it works. I mean, it's milk.
And cinnamon.
Yeah.
I think.
It is. And that's how you get creative, right? You just start like taking stuff from your fridge that kind of sort of sounds like it makes sense, and you create your own. So
I was making artwork with that water.
We got.
Wait, let me taste it.
Here you go. So we got some almond milk. We got a quarter cup of almond milk, a quarter cup of eggnog, which I found at Whole Foods. And Lord, we are gonna take we're gonna crack our eggs first. So we got 4 eggs. And we're just gonna use the egg white. So we're gonna crack our eggs.
Can I crack one?
I'll do one.
I want to crack an egg.
Listen, we all saw what happened when you cracked egg.
Nobody has. Nobody.
No egg cracking. No egg cracking for you. Your egg cracking career is over.
Do it anyway.
No, are you gonna eat that egg? Give me.
Yes.
And we are going to add our milk.
You mean eggnog? It's not milk if it's eggnog.
And then we are going to add.
You're supposed to use a lid.
I'm gonna use it. And then we're gonna add some vanilla.
Yeah.
So we have vanilla extract. We're gonna use a quarter.
Very strong vanilla.
Yes, it's very strong. A quarter teaspoon.
Which is still a lot for this.
It's not. And we're gonna add cinnamon.
Why did it like make
And
all the
nutmeg.
stuff like separate and stuff?
And then we're gonna mix it, whisk it all up.
I can whisk.
And you're just gonna mix it until you see that it kind of all comes together. And get that nice bicep action going on.
Yeah. This
All right. Now, for the granola part, we have, so I just got some granola from Whole Foods, just regular granola that they sell.
I'm gonna
And
switch.
what I like to do is make sure that the granola sticks on the bread. So I crush it just a little bit, and you could do this with like a spoon or whatever. You don't need this, which is called a pilón in Spanish. Some of you may have something like this at home, some of you may not, but it's not necessary.
What if they're allergic to nuts?
Well, then they know they're allergic to nuts. They're not gonna use nuts. Avi. All right, so now that it's
Somewhat crushed.
somewhat crushed, yes,
There we go.
we are going to set that aside in another plate, right? Because it's a cutlet. So first it's the wet and then it's the dry, right? All right, so we have our crushed granola, we have our egg yolk liquid, and we're gonna heat up our pan. So you wanna set it on medium heat and let that get nice and hot. And we're gonna use about a teaspoon of butter for the French toast. So we're gonna cook 2 slices at once. We're gonna use a teaspoon of sugar helps the medicine go down. I can't say a teaspoon without thinking of that song, right?
What?
Are you here?
Yeah, probably. Maybe.
Lord, Lord, Lord. All right, you wanna put this in, no, you know what? I'm gonna do this.
No.
You can do the next one.
No! This is not nice.
All right, and we're gonna let that melt, get nice and melty and hot.
Unstuff.
Yes, and while that,
Mom, it's already melted.
it's melting, but it's not melted. Okay. Here you go, you wanna dip it?
Yes.
Okay, so we poured our liquid into this like wider plate so that we can get the bread in there.
Okay, so I just.
Yep, you're gonna go one side.
Wait, no, I want to do this by myself.
Okay. Doo, 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 doo.
It feels so weird.
I know, but don't play with it. So it's soaking it up. That's what's happening
Yeah.
right now. So you want to keep flipping it one side, then the other side.
Okay, so then.
But you don't want it to get too soggy because then it gets all weird.
Okay, so then.
Now we're gonna put it in the granola.
Yeah, and you're not gonna do too much.
Yeah. And then we're gonna flip it around.
Don't do
Look
too
at how beautiful that looks. All right.
This one has a hole in it. It's gonna sink. It's a boat. It's gonna sink.
You see, that's what happens when you let it soak a little bit too much. All right, so now that our pan is hot, butter is hot. So you don't need a ton of butter, all right? 1 teaspoon, it's not as much as you think it is.
Mom, I already put the other piece of toast.
You did?
Yes.
All right, so let's flip it around.
It barely got stuff.
Yeah.
Let me.
So remember, it's set on medium heat.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna let it do its thing, okay?
Yeah.
We don't want it to cook too fast because we don't want the granola to burn.
Yeah.
And we want it to be nice and golden and brown.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
So that's gonna cook on one side for about, I'm gonna say, 4 minutes, and then we're gonna flip it. And while that happens, we are going to make a topping.
Exactly.
So for our first French toast here, we used caramelized bananas, but I kind of ran out of bananas during the pre-filming of this. So we're gonna use blueberries, which is perfect because we're gonna use the same recipe. So we're gonna use brown sugar.
Yeah.
We're gonna use a little bit more butter, and then we're gonna put the blueberries in.
Sugar.
Now we're making the topping. We are going to heat up a smaller pan.
Man.
And we're gonna use another teaspoon of butter. All right, I think it's flipping time. 4 minutes have passed.
Oh, crap.
We're gonna flip our French toast and take a look. So here I have half a cup of blueberries, and we are gonna put in our butter. Here, you wanna go put in the butter?
Sure. Watch me as I float away. I'm totally floating still. Right over here?
Yes. You need to use 2 hands. There you go. Okay, so we got 1 teaspoon of brown sugar that we are adding to our butter in our pan. And we're gonna let that kind of come down a little bit. The butter is gonna melt and the sugar is gonna melt. The butter is gonna melt the sugar.
Half of this
Actually,
video is watching me eat stuff with my finger.
butter and sugar is warm. So now we're adding our blueberries and
Which are also warm.
well, now they are, now that they're in the pan.
They were warm before, don't listen to her.
And so we're gonna let that simmer down. The blueberries are gonna get really soft and like the juice is just gonna come flying out. And that's exactly what we want because we're not using syrup, right? We are using
Caramel?
It's kind of like a caramel. That's a good.
I want to try
That was
one of
good.
these.
Hold on, honey. Because no, don't pick at it.
I got a tiny bit of it.
We're not done yet. Okay? You hear that?
Yeah, but it's not like I'm gonna eat the blueberries on top. So what else can I eat?
All right, and you.
But I'm
Okay,
gonna eat this one.
blueberries are ready. We're gonna take some of our cocoa whip. It's dairy-free. Not the reason why I bought it, but I really like how this tastes. It's kind of been sitting out here, so it's a bit creamy
Why did you buy it?
because I like
Don't put
it.
it on mine. Don't put it on mine.
And now we're gonna add our blueberries.
Don't burn me with that.
I'm not gonna burn you.
I saw you. You were trying to. Oh, you just ruined my toast.
Look at that. How beautiful. And then we're gonna add a little bit of powdered sugar on top.
On top.
Yep. More because it makes it pretty. All right, and now it's the taste test.
I actually want to taste that.
Wow, guys. That is pretty freaking amazing. All right, guys, so that's it for my crunchy granola French toast recipe. You guys can pair this with anything. And don't forget to comment on what you would like me to make next. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.